electrical and plumbing.
If the power is out, keep your fridge and freezer closed. Perishable food lasts 4 hours in the fridge, and frozen food lasts up to 2 days if it stays below 40 degrees. See more tips at les.com/safety.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers. Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery and the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Need a tractor that works as hard as you do? Whether you're baling hay or feeding cattle, a John Deere 6M or 6R from Landmark Implement is built to handle it all. And right now, you can get 0% fixed rate financing for up to 72 months on new in-stock models. That's 6 years with zero interest on the tractor your operation depends on. Hurry into your local Landmark Implement or visit landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are on from your 1 to 3 hour Monday through Friday. You can catch us here and the Mill at 1040 O Street. Today is Window World Wednesday with two-time national champion Todd Euler in the house. And Bock, it is called One Day to Go.
That's right. We've waited all offseason to get here. We've talked plenty of football. We've got a little bit more of it to do today, but thank goodness we're here. Of course, we've been doing our countdown, the best jerseys for days away from the Husker football game. Now we're just 1 day away. So I know there is another, maybe, we've had 0 days. I guess there's been a few Huskers to wear 0, maybe just Nash and Javen Wright at this point. But that could be the complete list, but we'll do that. But man, does it feel good. It is game day eve, if you will. And then we will be on another fantastic journey through the Husker football season.
Second game ever played against Cincinnati. First one was played 119 years ago. Wow. I wasn't even whatever they call them or whatever it is. I wasn't even thought about. Yeah. Nebraska won that matchup 41-0.
Let's repeat.
Let's
That's
repeat.
right. Beat him 42-0 this time.
Yeah. All right, y'all. One more day till Husker kicks off against Cincinnati in Arrowhead Stadium. Best players to ever wear number 1. We have a couple of, but we have a long list of notables who's worn number 1 over the years. You ready?
Let's go.
Bottom to the top, Bock. All right, Jordan Westerkamp.
Hey, how about the Western Cats? I wouldn't put him at the bottom. I'd say near the
Well,
top.
it's a great list, Bock. Frankie London.
Yeah.
See, there's an example. Maybe I would have put him out of London. So, Frankie, what's your teammate? And
Josh Davis. I just wrote him down, Bock.
yeah, see, there you go. Okay, yeah.
Some I don't know.
You're not
them.
ranking them.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
ranking.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
these are honorable mention guys.
Okay.
Right here. Josh Davis.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Mike Grant, quarterback
Mike,
before Tommy.
MG. Yeah.
Mike was a GA assistant here.
Yeah.
Took off with Craig Bowl, and he's still at the University of Wyoming.
Yeah.
There with Craig Bowl's son, and I forgot who's the head coach there. Billy Kemp the fifth.
There you go.
All right, we know him. Larnell McPherson when he was here.
Absolutely.
Wendell Robinson.
All right.
Do we claim
Wendell.
him? Do we claim him?
Do we claim him? No, we can't claim him.
We can't claim
We
him.
can claim Amart now,
Yeah.
Adrian Martinez, but we can't claim.
Like you said, Wandale probably doesn't claim us.
Yeah, we have to get permission for him.
Yeah.
Chris Brooks.
Yeah, Chris Brooks.
All right, this one right here, Thunder Collins.
Oh, good name.
Yeah.
Great name, by the way.
Thunder
But a good
Collins.
name to bring up. Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, Zach Bowman.
Yeah, heck of
yeah.
a defensive back.
All right, first runner up, Clarence Swanson.
Okay, yeah.
Defensive end, 1918 to 1921.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thought of again,
Yeah.
but he was a great player. And for me, my choice, Lawrence Phillips,
LP.
Yeah.
two-time national champion. Controversial thing when we went to college, but you know, Coach Osborne is that type of coach where he wants to help his players more than anything in life. Because you know, Coach Osborne played such a major role in reshaping Nebraska and getting them back to the point where we was unstoppable. And let me tell you this: without it, you can watch any national title team that ever won titles. There's always going to be some bad talk a year after that or so. You can see with Georgia, mostly 20-some arrests and over the years.
A lot of speeding. Yeah.
Most of it's speeding. One player was killed in an accident after the national title game or something. The big SEC championship. But yeah, Coach Osborne's a great man. He believes in his players. He's always willing to help. So, and Lawrence Phillips, man, what more can you say about a guy who probably should be the number 1 running back ever at the University of Nebraska? There's no challenge to this. I think I'm good friends with all 3 guys that I talk about. From Mike Rozier, who's a really good friend of mine, to Amon Green, who I also played with. But when you talk about a guy like Lawrence Phillips, the total package, can catch out the backfield, can block, can run, can stop on a dime. We'll run you over before anything. So, you know, when he's full head of speed, when he got a full speed ahead, you shouldn't get in his way.
And it only took him a step and a half to be at full speed.
Yeah.
That was
just watching,
just insane.
Yeah, watching the things he did and you know, I had not a run in, but I seen Lawrence in Atlanta when I was chilling with my boys, and I never told anybody about this, but you know, I see LP across the bar. We was in Club Autos, one of the most great clubs in Buckhead. I was walking in one day, and Chuck Daly was walking out. He was the head coach for the Detroit Pistons. He was walking out one night. It was in Buckhead. So we get up there. Algerly Crumpler, they there. All the Atlanta Falcons, they there, you know. So I said, man, that looks like Lawrence. And my buddy said, hey, Terrell, ain't that Lawrence over there? I said, yeah. He said, you gonna go over there? I said, I don't know right now. So it took me about 30 minutes, man. And I finally went over there, Bob. And I was like, LP, what's up, man? What you doing? And he looked at me, Farley. He was hyped. So, Bob, we had a great time that night. So it got to the end of the night. and everybody's about to leave. And Lawrence said, I said, Lawrence, what's up, man? You want to give me your number so I can call you? He said, no, you riding with me. I said, Lawrence, I'm here with my people, man. I just can't leave them like that. Get in the car, Terrell. After a couple of back and forth, he said, Terrell, get in the car. I said, okay. So, I felt like LP kidnapped me for a couple of days. But, we had a great time, man. It was years before I seen him because I don't forget who he was with. This probably had to be 1998, 1999 or something. But when I seen him, I was happy to see him. We kicked it for a couple of days. Well, I was with him for a couple of days. But, it was just a part of me hanging with a guy that I did with in college. And we all the way in Atlanta, Georgia, having fun.
Yeah. And Todd, you obviously spent a lot of time with Lawrence as well.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in the running back room with him. And, I mean, I probably am a little biased because I played with him. But I got to see what he did every day in practice. And that was, to me, to this day, I think the only person that I would rank up there with him would be like a Bo Jackson. You know what I mean? Like Bo kind of had it all. Lawrence is definitely in that category with the Bo Jackson. Just Bo had his stuff together a little bit better than Lawrence did, and probably had a little better support staff post college, right? And barring that injury, I think Bo could have done some really amazing things in the NFL and Major League Baseball. So, but yeah, Lawrence is, I always tell the stories that he always wanted to wrestle me, and I was a wrestler in high school. So, man, he would get so frustrated because he couldn't beat me in wrestling, and I was always worried it was going to turn into a fist fight, and I don't think I would have won that. But I always beat him in wrestling, and so yeah, I was always super nervous because I knew I was going to beat him, and I just didn't know how. Like, he hated to lose. Like, he was a competitor, And every weekend we wrestled in the dorm TV room, back when they had them. We go down there and Euler, come on. He would knock on my door. We're going to wrestle. I'm like, and he wanted to get better at it. And just a fierce competitor. I've never seen anybody run the football quite like he did. Not at Nebraska. And then once again, Amon, phenomenal running back. Obviously grew up watching Mike Rozier. I would say he's kind of a combination of the two. A little bit bigger than Amon, quite a bit bigger than Mike, but could run like Mike. That was he's for sure the number one.
Yeah,
at Nebraska.
I think watching him in the Fiesta Bowl and the runs that he made and the power that he ran with, it was like he made them look like a team that wasn't good.
Well, the year before, running over Ray Lewis a couple different times. I mean, going against that defense in Miami and making them almost look like junior high players or high school players. The way he ran the ball against them, and it 30 years later, you look back at that and you go, I remember just watching the game, a few months ago, happened to be on somewhere, and I was like, I can't believe Lawrence did that. And you look at who we were playing that game. I can't believe we did that as a team, but because you just go through there. There's Hall of Fame guys.
Yeah.
like this guy, made Hall of Fame guys look pretty silly in college. So just amazing what talent he had.
And Vershawn was in there the other day, and he mentioned the Kansas game. So I go back out and I watched the Kansas game, which I did start. We played Kansas in Kansas that year, 1995. Kansas defense gave Nebraska a lot of problems that game, Bock.
This is a good Kansas team, by the way.
This was a decent Kansas team.
Yeah.
This was a game that was 14-3 at halftime, and we come out. I think we turned the ball over 3-4 times in that game. Tommy had a fumble, interception. Amon had a fumble. Lawrence was just now coming back, and I think by the time we came into the third quarter, they put Lawrence in more, and the more he got the ball, he was wearing them out. But it was a great effort by our defense because we held that Kansas team a lot. That was when they had what's his name, Huntley at running back, and they had Williams at quarterback. But Bock, if you watch that game, that wasn't a game that it was sloppy on the offense part of that game, but it was a defense that steps up to the challenge. And this is what we have to see what this Nebraska team is capable of doing. If this defense can carry the slack, if this offense slips for a couple of series. When I mean slips for a couple of series, it means you got to do the same thing that team defense is doing to your offense. You got to stop them. So, this is all going to come down to tomorrow night, man. And I get more excited the couple of more hours.
Right.
It goes down.
Getting goosebumps.
Yeah, getting goosebumps. Nebraska names their kicker, Bob. Have you seen it?
Cal Coonan, yeah.
Yeah, Cal Coonan. He was at FBS school first. He was there for 2 years. He was 14 of 20 field goals in 24. He was 9 of 15 in 25, Bob. John Hall and Christian Avane are battling for the kickoff. Who's going to kick off tomorrow night? But this guy will also be the backup to the punter, Archie. So we do name a kicker. I don't know enough about this guy, Bock, and I don't know the situation with John Hall, but John Hall has my vote when he's get healthy, because he was the guy who did some things in the Ohio State game that when we needed points, he kicked them 48-yarders. He kicked that 40-something yard field goals. He was able to, do it in a hostile environment. So, don't know anything about this. I'm very capable that Coach Eckler will get the job done. That's one thing I'm not going to be worried about, is when them guys run down there on kickoff and kickoff coverage tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard a crazy stat from last year, something like we were 24th in the nation of drives getting inside the opponent's 40, but we were 107th in converting those to points. And it comes down to our kicker. And I mean, that we've got to get points and so this is hopefully the right move. I've been at some practices, and there's days where they don't miss, and there's days where you're kind of wondering. So that's really kind of the only question mark on the special teams I have, is that kicking position. I think we hopefully have it shored up. I think I don't want tomorrow night to come down to that. Right? I don't want it to come down to a kick. But if it does, hopefully this guy can step up and put it through, and we need it. And that's going to be a question mark for us.
Well, we had the Cincinnati depth chart. We're going to go over, and we talked about their quarterback yesterday, man. Just, me, I'm a snooper. I go on his Facebook page and his
I seen your post.
Did you?
I go on his TikTok page and I pull stuff off of it, and I just show people. I posted something today about him. He made some pretty good clean throws, a real low ball thrower, so might be easier for us to pick off. But he has a tight end that really stands out. Had over 500 yards receiving last year. Broke Travis Kelce catching receiving record. So this is not going to be a slouch right here.
I don't.
We're going to go over some clues, some keys to the game later on today. But I'm telling you, the first thing I think is that Nebraska has to contain this quarterback.
Yeah.
You have to contain him in the middle, on the outside. Very similar to probably a USC type of offense, but he's very more mobile than Illinois' quarterback in the things he did to us last year. But like I said, man, we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff today. We're gonna let Eula go up next because he's got to get out of here. He got some appointments going on. And but Bob, what else you got?
Yeah, well, it's just interesting. I want to throw out there with the kicker Coonan, and just so people kind of are familiar by themselves with him when he goes out there, because you want to, I think it was somewhat underreported maybe, or at least it just kind of happened at a weird time when he was brought on. You kind of just think, okay, he's in there with the kicker battle. His number is 91.
Okay, 91. All right.
And he was 5 of 5 last year for Charlotte, 9 of 15 the year before, but he doesn't have a kick. He was only 0 for 1 from any kick over 50. That was 2 years ago in 2023. And I only bring that up because we've seen Tristan Alvano in Hull hit over 50. So you wonder if they've got a different, if he's, more accurate from inside 50, and maybe they would bring somebody out for a bigger leg, or maybe, he did hit a 51-yarder when he was in high school. So maybe he would get that opportunity. That is interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously different playing at the college level. So I think that's kind of interesting to kind of break that down. But I'm just kind of interested in kind of how you feel about this game. Euler is, because it is, I think a lot of people look at a 6.5 point spread. Some people are predicting a blowout. What are your kind of thoughts just overall as far as comfortability going into this game and thinking Nebraska come out with a W?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think Cincinnati's got a lot to prove, and so do we. And so I think we're going to get ourselves a really big-time dogfight tomorrow night. It's going to be hopefully great college football. And, I obviously want us to come out on top of it. I think our defense has to step up, like Terrell said, really contain this quarterback. I don't think he's as good in the pocket as he is when he's out of it. So can we keep him in the pocket? I think our DBs, from what I've seen, been covering fantastically. Don't want to jinx them by any means, but I think it'll be a dogfight. If we can run the ball, I really think their plan is going to be keep the ball away from our offense. Because I just don't think their defense is probably what our defense is, right? I don't think their defense can get in a shootout with us if it comes to that. But so I think they'll run the ball, try to consume the time, and they'll run the ball with the quarterback. They're not just going to run it with the running back. They get a good running back too. So then you got play action off of that to the tight end, and so our guys got to be ready for a dogfight. They can't go into this just assuming we're going to win. Play, responsible football. And I think we have more talent overall. So I think that's good, but we can't turn the ball over. We got to maybe force 1 or 2 turnovers, get some momentum. I think Arrowhead's going to be mostly Husker fans. So I think we'll have, obviously the crowd on our side. So hopefully that is a good thing. I'm excited. Watched the Huskers in Arrowhead. The last time I was there, it was not favorable for us against Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship. It was the coldest football game I've ever been to.
Almost 20 years ago now. Yeah, 19. So.
Yeah, so it was freezing cold, and so this one's going to be. It should be nice temps at 8:00 at night. So I don't foresee the heat being an issue or anything. So I really think, if we do the things we're capable of doing, we should come out on top, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. If we can, I think 28-14 is pretty legit, throw some field goals in there, maybe 31-17, but I think that's about as far away as we can probably expect, unless things just, spiral out of control one way or the other, which can happen. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to come out firing all cylinders. I know fall camp's been really good. There's some guys that are beat up, but that's part of spring ball. So it's going to be a dogfight, and I'm excited. Like I said, Terrell brings it up. I get goosebumps, and Trent gets to travel with the team and gets to live out a childhood dream of going out on Arrowhead field and being a part of that. So
absolutely
gonna be pumped.
All right, 93.7 Bock in the Blackshirt here. Window World Wednesday. We will have the Euler Report when we come back here at 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery and the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their big fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Boom. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock and the Blackshirt here on your 1 to 3 hour every day, Monday through Friday. We will have special guests, the captain, starting Mondays and Fridays. He's going to join us for our pick'em game. We're also going to do a pick game today. But before I pick something, I seen this right here. It was funny. See, when Todd Euler reminded me just then that he was picking scores already, I'm kind of skeptical about this because last year a Florida State fan said, if we lose to Boston College, I will eat dog poop. Guess what happened, Bock?
They lost.
They lost.
And?
I don't know if he ate the dog poop, but they brought it up again this year. So hopefully we hoping that he didn't do it. 28-13 they lost, Bock. To start their 2-10 run last year.
Yeah, that was certainly bad. Of course, they lost in the opening game to Georgia Tech in Ireland. So it'll be interesting. They got Alabama out of the gates. We'll see what Florida State can do. They've changed, obviously, much like Nebraska. New offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, made a lot of moves. We'll see what the Seminoles have for Mike Norvell. Obviously 1 year after that 2-10 season, but 2 years removed from an undefeated regular season.
Right.
All right. Euler, let's get the Euler report from Window World Wednesday. Todd Euler, the floor is yours.
Thanks, guys. Window World, busy. So, Window World's been part of the Lincoln community since 2003. My little brother Tommy's been the franchisee for the last 6 years. So, the biggest thing with Window World is that we're locally owned. We got people right here, but we're nationally known, right? So we are part of the Window World Corporation. We're a franchisee of that. And along with that comes, a better mix of products, better mix of warranties, that kind of thing, and a name that you can trust anytime you put our windows, our doors, our siding, our roofing on, that we're going to stand behind that. So, and we have lots of charitable things that we do, from St. Jude's to military initiatives, that kind of thing. So we're super proud of being a part of those charitable things. So back onto the football stuff. So my son does get to go to the game, travel with the team, and so I'm super pumped for him. His first ever Nebraska game was Iowa State when we lost. And then the next day we went to his first pro game, which was at Arrowhead. He had a post out on his social media with his media pictures saying, living the dream year 2. And you scroll over and it's, he's 4 years old in a Husker jersey. I love it for him that he gets to go out on Arrowhead Stadium as a player. So it's going to be a lot of fun traveling down tomorrow. Going to check that out. Got one of my clients is actually going to game with me. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then my daughter and her husband are going as well. So it's going to be a fun time. I'm excited for the atmosphere. I'm excited for college football to be back. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but sat around Saturday watching football.
Oh yeah.
Watching that Iowa State game, which is fun because that tight end, Ben Bramer, Trent played against him in high school. And so it's just fun kind of seeing all these people that we known, growing up and being around, seeing them play, on their college teams and what they're doing. And so we were, that might be the only time I cheer for Iowa State. It was against Kansas State. So, yeah, I got to go out to Nashville. I flew out to Nashville Thursday. Went to my nephew's game. I got Tyrone's boys, Gavin and Gabe. They're a senior and a sophomore. Got to watch them play. That's the first time I've ever got to see them play in person. They steamrolled the team that was, in the semifinals last year. It was a lot of fun. And then the next night, I drove over to Clarksville and watched Michael Booker's team play. They need a little work. They got a little hammered. And Dion Booker is the defensive coordinator. So got to talk with those guys and hang out with those guys a little bit on Friday night. And then of course, Michael's son and my son are in the linebacker room together. So it's a lot of fun. They get along well too. So and I always say football is more about the relationships, especially for a guy that was a walk-on, was 4-string. It's all about the relationships. And so, and that's something that 30 years later, I'm at a football game of one of my teammates, and he's coaching, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, lots to do. I did a 2-hour show with my brothers. If you guys didn't catch that, I'm sure you can find it on my Facebook page or somewhere on a replay or YouTube. We had a blast with that show. 2 hours went super fast. I know Rashawn used to say his show was the fastest 2 hours in radio, but that show went super fast. We probably could have done a 6-hour show and not got to everything with 5 of us there. But yeah, we got to hang out. They went fishing. I'm not a fisherman.
Oh no.
I went and watched Michael Booker's game. They went fishing. Yeah. Troy was the only one that got something. He got a big old catfish. But I have zero desire to be on a boat right now, especially with my back. And even if my back was good, I really don't have a desire to be on a boat. But yeah, so yeah, it was a great time. Came back Sunday and catching up now.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up. And so, and now, short week this week with having to go to Kansas City tomorrow, and do all that stuff. So, just trying to get as much done as I can this week. It's been busy, and that's what I like. It keeps me, all 3 of my kids, 3 of the 4, all, obviously started school this week. And so, my oldest daughter's in residency. So, she started that back in June, but I think I forget, she had to sign what year she's in. It's like year 24 or something crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So she'll be done. This is their last year of residency at UNMC dermatology. And then Trent's a sophomore, redshirt freshman on the football team. And then my youngest, Carrington, started at Bryan Health here in their nursing program. So she's a freshman. So busy times, man. Busy times. So.
What's your trip to Kansas City look like? What time you leaving? What time are you staying
probably
overnight?
gonna leave.
What are you thinking?
Probably gonna leave about 2:00. Yep, we're staying. My client lives in Kansas City, Stephen Cohn. He runs a Drury. He's the manager of a Drury Inn, so we got a really good rate.
Nice, yeah.
Thanks, Stephen. So with that really good rate, I said, well, I'll probably throw a couple tickets in for you and your wife. And he said, well, my wife can't go. Can I bring a buddy? And I said, as long as he's a Husker fan. So we're going to meet them at the hotel and get checked in, and then probably try to meet the bus. I think they're rolling up at like 5:30 to the stadium, try to meet the bus and then hang out. And, I got a bunch of friends going down. So just kind of mingle out there in the parking lot. I mean, if you call it mingling, it's pretty much chaos in Arrowhead parking lot most of the time. And it probably with this weather and, most of the time when I go to Chiefs games, we just kind of go into the game and we don't know a lot of people. So this will be the first time really, and the last time I was there, it was so cold for a Nebraska game that nobody was in the parking lot. And you were just sat in your car and stayed warm. So it should be a lot of fun. It should be absolutely packed with Husker fans. And I just want the team to come out and really, show what they've been working so hard for. I think, the off season's been great for them. This summer, it went really well. I think we're deeper than we've ever been. It's some of the key positions where we haven't been really deep. That offensive line, obviously very deep with talent. Defensive line, I think we're, they have to show, like, can we replace Ty and Nash? And so a lot of question marks, but yet, I still feel they've just, the progress I've personally witnessed over the last 4 months has been, it's something to be excited about as a Husker fan. I wouldn't say I'm drinking the Rule-Aid, but we did do the pick show, or we as a family on Saturday, and I think we all had us going 11-1. So that might be just a little
past Kool-Aid.
Little ambitious.
That's alcohol.
Yeah. So, but when you look at it, the potential's there. The potential's there to go 6-6 too, right? Yeah. So you show up and you got to play every game and have a good game plan and follow the game plan and, do assignment football, and just keep showing up and worry about Cincinnati this week and taking care of business, and then just 1 week at a time, right? So I don't think Akron will be. I think if I remember right, didn't Akron give Ohio State a little run last year early on? Pretty sure it was Akron. Maybe I could be wrong, but because I got a bunch of Ohio State fans that are clients, and so I remember Akron being up on them at one point. Maybe I think it was Akron. Maybe it was a different team. And then we got Houston Christian.
Akron did lose 52-6 in that game, but perhaps early in the.
But if you looked early on, I think it was like 6-7 early for a while.
I remember something like that. Yeah.
Or are they? So yeah. So you just take it one game at a time, Huskers, and I think we'll be fine. So
how soon into when you step into Arrowhead Stadium, how quick are you going to look for Taylor Swift? She might be there.
Right. Well, we know Travis Kelce's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
So he said he's going to be there. That Bussin' with the Boys in New Heights, that's pretty awesome to watch. It's a lot of fun. I think Travis said, like, if Cincinnati wins, you're going full jersey, pants, helmet on our show. So to Will Compton and Josh Pate just put out his picks, had us at 10-2. So I guess I'm not the only one drinking the Roule-Aid.
Yeah.
And I think as Husker fans, we do get excited, and we've been on the cusp for years. The one score losses, the things like that. Can we turn those into wins? And if we do, we can be 10-2. We can be 11-1. But we've got to turn that corner. And is this the year? Right? We've been saying that for quite a few years. Is this the year? So just excitement in the air. It's just a different feel. Driving by, coming to the station, driving by the stadium, just knowing like tomorrow's it, right? Like, it's just a lot of fun and excitement, and anticipation's killing me at this point. Don't know if I'll sleep. So
probably won't sleep tomorrow too much.
Yeah,
on Thursday
probably
night,
not. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a great time. Go Big Red. Hopefully, if you're down there, we run into you, say hi, that kind of stuff. We'll be around the parking lot quite a bit.
Well, there you have it. The Euler report from Todd Euler. He'll hang out with us for one more segment before he's got to go, but we'll talk a little bit more Husker football coming next year on Bock and the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brett.
Escalating.
Shout out to the Bauer boys out there working hard today. All right, Bock. For the first time ever, there will be 3 top 10 games in week 1 of college football.
Let's go.
1 versus 3, Texas versus Ohio State. 9 versus 4, LSU versus Clemson. 6 versus 10, Notre Dame versus Miami. Bock, who you got coming out on top of these 3 games, Bock? I know we're going to make our picks tomorrow, but let's just get a little early voting situation from you. I want to catch you slipping a little bit.
So just a side note on that, I have YouTube TV, and I got an email from them saying if something about a contract,
get a $10 credit.
It won't be on YouTube TV if they don't settle this contract dispute.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I'll have to find some other way to watch it.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I'm on YouTube TV
I'm like, what?
too. Yeah,
like
only the most important.
It's only the
day of my life.
biggest game. So I don't know what station they're on, but evidently YouTube's having some issues with
I think
getting
it's
that
Fox
contract
specifically. So I don't know which games have to look and see which games those are.
But yeah, so I'll have to figure out a different
it
way
would
to
be
watch
Texas and Ohio State would be one of them. So
Right?
it's the biggest game of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time ever, number 1 versus number 2 in opening weekend. I don't know. Obviously as a Big Ten guy, I want to see Ohio State win, but man, Texas is going to be good. It'll be interesting now that Archie has, control of the team at quarterback. The little bit that I saw that he played last year, obviously against the bad teams, he did pretty good, but what was the game they lost that he played? I can't think of it, where they threw all the water bottles. He did not have a good game. So,
that Georgia?
Might have been, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Georgia. But
right now they saying Fox, you may miss Fox on YouTube TV for a week. So, they might just be trying to play everybody for a week, then come back next week, sign the deal.
Yeah.
I think it's probably pretty much too late right now.
I'll see how many people cancel their YouTube TV
yeah,
to go somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to find a better deal that's out there than YouTube TV probably. I know some of them let you do it for a day. I seen that lately that, I can probably go every Saturday and get cable TV for a Saturday and then turn it right back off and wait till next Saturday. But that's something I don't want to do. Somebody said, Todd, if you leave at 2, you will miss the start of the game. Traffic will be nightmare tomorrow.
We'll see.
With people trying to.
I never thought of that. Maybe
Kansas City traffic.
We can leave a little earlier.
Then with the 80, 90,000, that 60, 70,000 Nebraska bringing.
Yeah.
The 5 or 10 people.
Thanks for the heads up there. I'll leave earlier.
The 5 or 10 people that
Thanks, Mom.
Cincinnati's going to
just
bring.
As bad as it is from getting to Omaha to Lincoln on game day is pretty bad. So I can't imagine going that far, but hopefully it's spread out a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see. It will be
I
interesting.
figured leaving at 2's plenty early.
Right. Yeah, I think 2's fine.
It's a 2.5 hour drive-ish.
Yeah.
I guess if there's traffic, I might miss the game. So my goal is to get to the hotel at 4:30, get checked in, and make our way over. So might have to rethink that a little bit. Might as well leave early.
Well, the game's not till 8.
I know.
That's a lot of time. I think it'd be fine.
I'd like to be
you're pushing. You're gonna get there about 5:30.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pushing a little bit. But we'll see.
You go to Worlds of Fun and ride 2 rides, and then go out there and go to the game.
Yeah. I'm gonna be leaving at 3.
Well, somebody says 8374 says sign up for the new F1 app. It's free for 7 days, and it has Fox, FS, and Big Ten.
There you go. Free for 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since it's Fox, somebody says, couldn't you just buy an antenna and go old school? 3-letter networks, are those on? Yeah, I think so.
Digital channels, they probably would. They probably do. You got to put your TV on digital and try to find it. I hate antennas. That's
that's a headache.
Yeah, that's old school right there. That's like having that old Atari 5200 or Atari 2600, and you have to go from TV. You had to click the little button thing that was on it just to go to the game mode. So I don't know about that.
We're old enough to know those things.
Tater said, I just saw 3 Husker buses and 2 Greyhounds following them.
Yeah. Steven, the guy that runs the hotel, he said he's got 2 buses that are staying there of 70 people each.
Wow.
That are staying at. So I said, hopefully they're Husker fans. He said, well, they're coming out of Omaha, so I'm assuming they are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as we've heard, it sounds like it's going to be predominantly maybe 10-1 Husker fans to Cincinnati fans.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need a lot of fans to upset anybody. We know that.
Right,
so as long as I think if we just go play our game, and one thing I know that Holgerson will put Riola in the perfect position to make plays. For me, I want to see a running game started early. I want to see Emmett showcase what he's able to do as RB1. Excited to see some of the backup guys too at running back.
Oh yeah,
especially the number 2 guy, and to see what he can do defensive wise. Want to see them try to shut this guy down. This is probably one of the. I'm probably going to say probably one of the best quarterbacks they're going to face this year.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's the first game, and this guy's an RPO type of guy. He will take it and run it up the middle. He will take it and run it up the outside. I think one thing Nebraska defense has got better at is probably not the biggest team, but I think speed-wise,
yeah,
I think we'll be able to close in on him faster than we have been able to do in the years. But, you know, we're going to see how it go. We're going to see how it go. 8374 says, I got Fox. I get Fox out of Lincoln and Seward with an antenna. You should be able to get it with a small inside antenna in Lincoln.
All right. I'm gonna watch that game one way or another.
Yeah,
so
you might have to go to a bar or something. Whatever you want to.
Joe B says we went to downtown KC for the 98 game. The traffic was at a complete stop at 4:35. We grilled hamburgers on the side of it.
Oh boy.
Tater says 60,000 Husker fans versus 6K Cincinnati fans. I would say that one hell of a home game. Well, you know, I guess they're going to thank y'all because they're getting the money from the game.
Yeah, they're getting the revenue.
But, you know, like I said, I mean, you know, you hate to see a team travel like that doesn't have a lot. I mean, we could tell the teams in the old days when we played at Husker Stadium because they always put them in that little side corner and it'd be a patch of them right there, probably like they do now. They probably still put them in that little side of the barely can see part of the stadium. But, you know, going to be excited just to play a football again tomorrow.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. We thank you, Todd Euler, for joining us today with the Window World Wednesday. Euler Report, Bock and the Black Shirt. We'll be right back.
All right, man.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop, Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
All right, welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on your 1 to 3 hour, Monday through Friday here at 93.7 The Ticket, 1040 O Street. I'm the Blackshirt, Terrell Farley, and I'm with
Bock.
Bockoven.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he got it. He got the end of it. All right, Bock, let's talk about one of the things right here, current losing streaks in college football. Who you think have the longest one, Bock?
Well, Cincinnati has 5 in a row, so that's probably not at the top. But
Well, you're still 16 games more.
it's a 21 game losing streak.
Yes.
Oh man, I was gonna say maybe Florida State's in that discussion. I don't know. 21 would be 0 for last year. the previous 9 before that. You're going to have to help me here. I have no clue as to who's doing that poorly.
Kent State.
Kent State is. Okay.
21 game losing streak. This next opponent that we play this year, where they're in the Big Ten, they have an 11 game losing streak. You have any idea who that is, Bob?
A team that we play?
Oh, they're in the Big Ten.
11 game losing streak.
Yeah.
Purdue.
Yeah. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding. Way to go, Bob.
We don't
Purdue.
play them this year, though.
We don't play them this
It'd
year?
be nice to play them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice because we would probably make it 12. This team right here has 10, Bob. Southern Miss.
Okay.
Okie State is at number 9, Bob.
That's interesting. I'm still just fascinated by Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy's been so good there for so long. The team fell apart last year when they had like so much returning starters and all that. Now Zane Flores, former Gretna quarterback here in the state of Nebraska, is their co-starter. So he's going to be battling it out to see if they can get the win there. That's one of my teams I'd say look on the lookout for, because I believe in the head coach. But he's, as weird as it is to say, Mike Gundy might be on the hot seat there at Oklahoma State.
All right, Buck. This team has 6 game losing streak. Nevada, University of Louisiana Monroe, San Diego State, and Pitt all are at 6 game losing streak.
Yeah, and especially for Pat Narduzzi and Pitt, that was crazy because they started like 7-0, and then they lost their final games. They lost out. Obviously San Diego State, another powerful, prideful program there for a long time in the Mountain West. Tough to see them in that position, but it's tough. I mean, it's tough to win football games, as we know, at this level. So hopefully, I would expect those teams to bounce back, but not the most momentum carried over from last season.
All right, Buck. These teams have a 5 game losing streak. Eastern Michigan, Maryland, Cincinnati, and Wisconsin all have a 5 game losing streak going into this season.
Yeah, they're going to be hungry for a victory. We know that with Cincinnati. Remember, their last win was over Arizona State, a playoff team. So keep that in mind too. But they did not do well down the stretch. And again, that's why you feel like they're going to be particularly hungry as Nebraska fans are. Now, it's a whole offseason, so a majority of those days are one way or the other. But still, it's a critical game for Cincinnati to get off on the right foot, especially after the frustrations of losing your last 5.
All right, Bock. These teams right here on a 4 game losing streak. UMass, Tulsa, Ball State, Wake Forest, and Wazoo are all on a 4 game losing streak.
Yeah, surprised to hear that, especially with the Wazoo. That's tough for them, but they'll be in the Pac-12, a bigger Pac-12 soon enough. Not this year, but next year they'll expand to 8 teams.
All right, Bock. On his radio show yesterday, Nebraska AD Troy Dannon said that he's been in contact with an SEC AD about adding a home-and-home series to the future non-conference football schedule. Oh, Bock. SEC.
Yeah, I mean, that makes you kind of feel about all
Who
the
we going to get? Kentucky, Mississippi State? Who we going to get, Bock? We need somebody that that can draw some attention to us.
Yeah, for Nebraska, you hope it'd be something a little bit more exciting than that. I know they've got a future
Ole Miss
schedule with Oklahoma. Well, I mean, I'm thinking specifically. I mean, it would be tough. If he was on the call with Trev Alberts, maybe Texas A&M, that would be exciting. I don't know if they would put themselves in that position. Obviously, Texas, Missouri would be one that would be awesome for Nebraska fans. Former Big 8 rival there as well. So. All those ones that naturally make sense. And then you kind of go outside the box and think of, some of those top names, like you said before. You're saying a few of them, but, the powerhouses, the Georgias, how cool would a night game at LSU be? Alabama, those sorts of the matchups. Would Nebraska be ready for those? Not sure, but hopefully they kind of get it back into it. And, of course, all this discussion, welcome back in, because the SEC will play 9 conference games, as stated here recently within the past week. Long, decade-long battle to kind of get that in place. But now we're here, and they do want to have a little bit of an SEC Big Ten crossover. It's no longer, well, who are the best, conferences this year? It's going to be the SEC and the Big Ten. Might have a team or two out of the ACC or Big 12 that have an argument, but as a conference, they're just built differently.
Well, we are already playing Oklahoma in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think we should, you know, I know we're not going to go back and do the Tennessee. Who would you like to see, Bock?
Well, like I said, I think I would probably putting like competition in the field, everything in and realistic possibility. I mean, my number one would be Texas A&M. Honestly, Trev Alberts and all the kind of history Nebraska has there. But if not for Texas A&M, you know, Missouri, like you said, we already have Oklahoma. Missouri or Texas would be then my kind of next ones, because you kind of go back to you know, those old rivalries there. But again, then you kind of think about fresh matchups that you could have instead. The SEC, you know, Nebraska hasn't played a whole lot of, especially non-con games. You know, once in a while a bowl game. But outside of that, we've seen them play Georgia. You know, it's been over a decade now, but that's always one that would be exciting. Florida, Nebraska and Florida have had a game that Nebraska fans love to go back on. So there's really not too many bad choices, like you said, unless you're talking about, you know, Mississippi State or Kentucky, which would be okay in their own right. But just when you're talking about the SEC, they're not the teams you think of as far as trying to take out the tops.
All right, Bock, they came out with the top 50 quarterbacks in college football. Dylan Raiola, 28. Do you think it's 28 guys better than Dylan Bock?
I think entering the season, that's probably fair. You know, I think they're probably doing a little bit of projection doing that as well. You know, we just have to kind of acknowledge 13 touchdowns, 11 picks, no 300-yard game yet. So was able to lead Nebraska to a bowl game, a bowl win. And in the offense at times, especially once Dana Holgorsen took over, looked a little bit better. But, you know, he did run through a rough patch last year, about halfway through the season. You could kind of just say freshman wall, if you will. Defenses maybe got some tape out on him. And so we'll see. I mean, I'd love to put him in the top 10. I don't think that's earned yet. I'd like to see him earn that. And so 28th probably sounds about fine to me. Is Brendan Sorsby on the list anywhere on there?
I have to go check it, Bock. I didn't see him in the top 30, but you know, I've been watching this kid, Bock. You know, I go on TikTok, like I said, and look at his stuff. He makes some pretty good passes, pretty good runs. Look like a quarterback that you have to work, that you have to game plan for. So we'll see how the defense tries to contain this guy tomorrow. See if John Butler has a way he can figure it out about putting some blitzes on this guy, having a spy on him. But, you know, when we talk about that offense, Bock, you talk about a offensive line that's probably pretty big when you look at them. You look at the left tackle who's 6'6", 317. You look at the left guard who's 6'3", 320. You look at the center who's 6'4", 310. You look at the right guard who's 6'3", 325. Right tackle 6'4", 325. I mean, there are some big guys, Bock. Then you look at the tight end who's 6'5", 250. And when you talk about the tight end, a guy who had over 500 yards receiving last year, broke Travis Kelce's single game receptions for tight end. So he's going to be in that game plan a lot. Watch him try to dig across the middle and with all the RPO stuff they run, hopefully the linebackers won't let them slip past them. But how afraid are you with a tight end knowing that he can catch the ball like this guy can?
Well, like his numbers speak for themselves, right? He's been able to put up a pretty good season last year, but just 3 touchdowns. You know, so you know, kind of keep in mind of that when you're kind of thinking about a red zone threat. But he's, like I said, 6'5", 250. He's got good size. You know, got 8 catches for 84 yards last year against UCF. You know, so he can really kind of put it on. At times had 4 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown against Colorado. But what I will say is that though he is among the first that you circle in the on this depth chart, and when you're scouting for this team, you want to take him out of the game. Hopefully they're able to do that. Remember, this offseason, Matt Rule said that Javen Wright is basically a cheat code for tight ends and covering tight ends. So that he's probably going to get a heavy dose of Royer in that assignment. And it should be also noted too, it's not like Royer is undeniable as, you know, making an effect in every game. You look at 2 of the 3 games down the stretch last year, not a whole lot. 2 catches for 8 yards against Iowa State. 1 catch for 13 yards against Kansas State, and he finished up with 7 catches, so highly targeted, but for 32 yards against TCU, hit long of 6. So the last couple games, teams have been able to kind of keep his impact to a minimum. So hopefully Nebraska, I'm sure they have been kind of looking at kind of what went on through those games and what was part of the scheme that those teams employed to keep him and his threat to a minimum. So I'm saying he's the threat, but he is a guy that isn't undeniable. Doesn't, it's not game after game. When you mentioned Travis Kelce and say he broke his record, you think got Travis Kelce for this last season, I suppose, was every game is just going to get 8 targets and 70 yards. Royer's not exactly on that level, obviously, but even comparative to college.
Now, Bock, when we look at the size of their offensive line and you look at the size of our defensive line, we all know that sometimes these are not right accurate height, weight, proportion kind of type of things. But when you look how big they are, does it make a concern to you for the running game? Or, because when we talk about their defense, they run a 4-2-5 on their defense. So they're going to have 4 linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 DBs, possibly with a rover who's playing closer to the line than anything.
Yeah, they kind of bring in the mix, 3-3-5, 4-2-5, different kind of packages that they're going to throw at you for Cincinnati. And, a lot of teams, obviously, Nebraska, well familiar with that. Talking about positionless basketball, there's certain, positions out there that's become popular. Every school has their own name for them. So they've got the kind of star linebacker or excuse me, extra cornerback that they necessarily kind of have out there. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see what they do. Their offensive line particularly is a big question for Cincinnati. They do have the size. They're not necessarily going to be very young. Everybody except for potentially their left guard is at least a junior. You already kind of went through their size, and they've got a couple new guys that they're going to be relying on. And again, we'll see. So they had to replace several starters there on the front, but they hit the transfer portal like all teams do to find some pretty good help. Joe Cotton at offensive tackle was 2-time All-League at South Dakota. Their offensive guard on the right side, Tarantayo, 3rd-team All-MAC last year at Ball State. So they went out and got some pretty decent guys. Now, can they work together? We all know that have been about continuity and being able to trust the guy next to you there on the offensive line, how much that matters. This is going to be kind of their first trial run with this offensive line. So you're kind of looking at Cincinnati, what they have and what they don't have to prove. They look like they have some pretty good running backs, Tyree Walker, the transfer from Wisconsin, had more than 800 yards for the Badgers last year. Evan Pryor, kind of in a secondary role. They had a 1,000-yard rusher. This Pryor was kind of in the secondary role. Now might get a little bit more. I believe he had like 822 all-purpose yards last season. And they're not very particularly big. Walker and Pryor go 5'8" and 5'9", with Walker being a little bit heavier set, close to 220 pounds. But they still feel like they've got a pretty good hold of their running game if they can get, similar holes opened up for their 1,000-yard back last year. The question, again, like I said, is the offensive line, a couple new faces in there, and then at wide receiver. They lost, I think their top 6 wide receivers as far as receptions go, and they're relying on some transfers, Cyrus Allen among them, to come in and pick up the slack there.
All right, Bock. We're going to go over defense, but we're going to wait till we come back over the break. Let's talk about the power rankings right quick before we break, and then we'll come back and talk about Cincinnati's defense. But power rankings came out for week 1 in the Big Ten. Penn State number 1, Ohio State number 2, Oregon number 3, Illinois number 4, Indiana's number 5, Michigan's number 6, Nebraska's number 7, Iowa's number 8, USC number 9, 10 Washington, 11 Minnesota, 12 Michigan State, 13 Wisconsin, 14 UCLA, 15 Rutgers, 16 Maryland, 17 Purdue, 18 Northwestern.
Yeah, well, just keep in mind preseason Indiana was probably close to the back of it last year. Fair enough, and Nebraska seems to get, again, a lot of expectation and belief, and maybe it's part of that schedule that this is, and a lot of it's probably the Matt Rule year 3 thing, is that this is the year to take that step. So favorably ranked ahead of Iowa, USC, just a couple of names that you kind of mentioned there that beat Nebraska last year. So kind of interesting. A lot of people predicting a big year for Nebraska. We'd love to see it, but of course those rankings will be pretty whack throughout the year. I think you've got a pretty good idea again on the top 3. Can Illinois follow up what they did last year? That's a big question. I think once you get outside of Penn State, Ohio State, in Oregon, there are some questions there. And I even question Oregon a little bit. Dan Lanning's been a fantastic coach, but kind of a changing of the guard there as far as who they're going to rely on, especially at quarterback. They've had, of course, Bo Nix. The last couple of years, they've had senior leadership back there. Now going to Dante Moore, of course, Dylan Gabriel last year. So we'll see. I mean, I think Ohio State and Penn State, you can bet, will be near the top or at the top all year long. Outside of that, it's going to be quite a shuffle.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a shuffle. It's going to be quite a game. So hopefully we be ready to play tomorrow in Kansas City. I know Coach Rule is getting the guys ready. I know they say the guys drove down, Bock. And I told you the other day, I said, Bock, I think they should drive down. First game of the season, you drive down 2.5 hours to 3. You get a clear mind. You just watch the open road, lay back. I'm not a talker when it's traveling time. You still got to go down there and do the walkthroughs and have your meetings and all that stuff like that. But, you drive down, you get focused, and then tomorrow you play the game. I mean, that's simple as ABC. You got to be ready to play the game, especially once those whistle comes on and the lights are blurred in your face, and then you see 90,000 people in there. So they got to figure out a way tomorrow to get themselves hyped, or by the time you get on the field, you should be ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, from your playing days, did you like an 8 o'clock kick? I mean, that's a long time to kind of wait. A lot of guys probably going to be twiddling their thumbs and just trying to get amped up for the game. And then I've heard other former players say, I don't really like the 11 a.m. It's too early. So a lot of people kind of settle in on maybe a 2:30 kickoff. As a player, did that bother you at time? Especially waiting for these games that start late toward the end of the night?
I'm a football player, Bock. First of all, I played at 8 o'clock in the morning when I was 5 or 6 years old. Little league kids go first. So it's never what league of football you play in or what time you play in. You have to be ready when that whistle blows. It doesn't matter if we play at 11:30, 2:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. We can play at 10:30 at night, Bock. I'll be ready to play, and so will my teammates.
I think they did that a couple years ago out at Fresno State. It was pretty much 10:30 at night. So, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. But I always kind of find that entertaining to try to figure out, how we're going to keep these guys, amped up, ready to go, get them going throughout the day when you can't get there, until the 8 o'clock time.
Well, you like I said, they're going to bring the rest of the team tomorrow. These guys get a good night's sleep, Bock. 8 o'clock game is probably, you're going to lay around all day, Bock. You stay off your feet. You want to get yourself comfortable. You want to save your legs. I don't think guys need to be walking around and try to sightseeing. It's only Kansas City. You can go there after the season and stuff like that. But, when probably 5 o'clock, 4:30, you probably get ready to go to the stadium and tape up, walk through, see how the field is, just get accustomed to the field and get you some more me time, right before the game starts. You go back on and get dressed and then get ready for some football, just like we getting ready for football talk here at 93.7 The Ticket.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years. Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rollouts have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rollouts will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rollouts make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rolloffs, cleanup made simple.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Are you ready for a new opportunity?
Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
We are back here on Bock in the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket. Thanks for joining us as we have half an hour left of our day before show, basically. Husker football obviously kicking off tomorrow. We will be on air for tomorrow's game day show, the very rare game day Bock in the Blackshirt. Of course, less rare as Nebraska continues to play games that aren't on Saturday. I think that Adam Carricker was pointing out 25% of the games, a quarter of the games, are set to be played here on a Thursday or Friday. Of course, that's just 3 games. Don't the 12-game schedule. It's kind of funny how quickly the math can kind of add up there. But obviously, that being this Thursday game against Cincinnati, the game on Friday against Minnesota, and then, of course, Black Friday, the annual tradition to play Iowa there. So as we kind of look into it, got a few things to do. We got a chance for you to win a gift card from Bar 48, which we will get to here in a second. But I did want to go ahead and shout out Credible Mind Plus Overdose Awareness. The Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department has launched Credible Mind, a free confidential online platform to support your mental well-being. You can find it anytime at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com. Here's why it matters. An overdose can happen right in front of you, and you might not even realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, or unresponsiveness. These signs can be deadly. At Credible Mind, you'll find tools, resources, and guidance to be ready before it happens. Take charge of your well-being and help protect those around you.
Gus Mohawk trying to give me a little trivia.
Oh, he's got some trivia for you.
Yeah.
We kind of need some trivia. So isn't it? What's his trivia?
He said a little trivia for the Black Shirt. Can you name all the night games in 1995? Don't use Google. Okay. Oklahoma State, Florida, and I think that's it. That was it. I think that was it too.
That's not too many.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, we'll have to have him tell us if what he thinks or what his recollection of it is.
I'm thinking that was it, Bock. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Fair enough. So you didn't get too many night games. That's all right.
No, we played a lot of 11 o'clock games and 2:30 games. Probably one 6:30 game, but it wasn't nighttime yet. So probably something like that. All right, Bock, what else you got there now?
Well, I'm trying to look a little bit we'll get to the Bar 48, but we'll say that for the final segment. So stay tuned for our final segment. We'll give out a $25 gift card to Bar 48. But I do have a few things as we get ready for Cincinnati here. I always like to go through the famous Cincinnati alumni. We know that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are going to be cheering against the Huskers. Who else might be joining them? Well, Urban Meyer played his college ball at Cincinnati, so perhaps Urban Meyer might be cheering against Nebraska. Chris Collingsworth famously played his wide receiver ball with the Bengals, but of course went to college at Florida. Also got a degree from Cincinnati, though, 10 years after his playing career at Florida had ended. There's some other athletes that you can kind of remember. Lance Stevenson, Kenyon Martin, and Oscar Robinson, maybe the most famous from the basketball side of things. Sandy Koufax, of course, a famous one from the baseball side, and Nick Van Exel, maybe one, I don't know if I mentioned him for basketball as well. Outside of the sports realm, probably their most famous alumni would be William Howard Taft, 27th president of the United States for us. So there's just a little fun segment I like to do to kind of go back and look at some of the Cincinnati's famous alumni, get to know them a little bit more. But what I really want to get to here,
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner, another name, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of looking
Reuben
through.
Patterson.
There you go. You got some names yourself.
What about the Kenyon Martin?
Yep. Kenyon Martin's in there.
Bob Higgins.
I don't see. Yeah, he coached there. I don't know if
Yeah,
he
I'm
went
just
there, but
saying,
yeah.
famous. Hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Bock,
Names
let's
you
go
can think
back.
of.
Let me go back to Gus Mohawk for a minute because I think AI got Gus Mohawk wrong.
Oh, okay.
He says there were 5 night games. 1995 Cornhuskers played 5 night games during their undefeated national championship season. They had 4 home night games at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln and 1 night game on the road against Colorado. All right, Bock. We didn't play North Texas my junior year. We didn't play Michigan my junior year.
No.
We did play Arizona State, but it was daytime when we played them. In Kansas. I don't know if that was a night game. Okay, that was a night game. It was daytime and turned to night, but we played them in Kansas though.
Yeah. So AI completely threw him off.
Yeah,
he
AI
doesn't really have
got you
anything
wrong.
there,
There, right there, Gus Mohawk. Colorado was a daytime game because when we started the game, Coach Osborne was pointing at Raffy in the lights, not in the dark. So I think AI is wrong on this one.
It's amazing. The AI seems to be pretty good about a lot of things, but you ask about Husker football, and generally steers you in the wrong direction. So that is kind of something to keep in mind.
How dare he uses some AI on me? That's how he came up with Nebraska's going to have a better record than Georgia this year. AI.
Is that right? Yeah.
The AI is going to cost you a lot of money, Gus Mohawk, especially when I give Bock that brand new PlayStation 5 that
That's right.
we're going to come shake hands on pretty soon.
I did want to update you on the, and wanted you to guess here because I know you're pretty good at this. 24/7 released their total team talent composite rankings. So as far as the, kind of blending in the recruiting rankings along with the transfer portal rankings over the last several years, they've got their total talent composite ranking listed here. I'll go ahead and let you know. Well, maybe you can guess. Who do you think would be number 1?
Georgia.
Georgia's number 2.
Ohio State.
Ohio State's number 3. So you're not far off.
Texas.
Texas is number 4. You actually got
Clemson.
Clemson is number 7.
Oregon.
Oregon is number 5.
Penn State.
Penn State is number 9. You almost got the top 10 here.
LSU.
LSU is number 6.
Let's see.
I think you need 3 more for the top 10.
Alabama.
Alabama is still number 1 on the team talent composite rankings. The only teams you missed here would be 8 Texas A&M and number 10 Michigan. Now, if you go throughout the top 20, the rest of it goes Notre Dame, Auburn, Florida, Oklahoma, Miami, Tennessee, USC again, South Carolina this time, Florida State, and Nebraska comes out at number 20 as far as the most talented teams across the country. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Now, the fun part here is trying to guess who on Nebraska's schedule, where these teams land. So if Nebraska's number 20, where do you think Thursday's opponent, Cincinnati, lands? Total team talent composite ranking.
100.
Not that bad.
72.
The heck of a guess. 73. So yeah, that was pretty guess.
That's bad, Bob.
That's not particularly good. In
Yeah.
fact, it's among the worst on Nebraska's schedule. So could be some trouble if Nebraska loses this game in Cincinnati, at least according to these rankings. Now, it is important to note as well, who's at number 72? Indiana. Indiana, who was a playoff team last year, is at number 72. So this isn't going to tell you everything. Akron comes in at 104th. We mentioned Michigan is top 10. Michigan State, where do you think they kind of land?
Probably 50-something.
Not a bad guess. 37th. Maryland, another opponent for Nebraska.
60-something.
52nd.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Probably 40s.
41. Good guess. Northwestern.
60s.
57. Pretty close to it. We mentioned USC at 17. UCLA.
30-something.
26.
Mm-hmm.
Then we mentioned Penn State at 9. And then Iowa.
Iowa, mid-30s.
42nd for Iowa.
Yeah.
So if you're kind of looking at based on 24/7's team talent composite ranking, the most difficult game of the season will be Penn State. Michigan follows that up, and then USC and then UCLA. But those 3 teams are the only ones that are, according to these this metrics, this data. Only teams that would be ranked ahead of Nebraska, because Nebraska again at number 20 and UCLA at 26. So Penn State at 9, Michigan at 10, USC at 17. The only teams talent-wise, according to these metrics, that should have the advantage against Nebraska.
All right, there, Bock. I'm trying to find this thing right here when I'm with Gus Mohawk. Damn it. It went away. Here we go. It doesn't give me the time and stuff, but when we look at it, just give me the dates. It don't give me the times. So we didn't play. What teams you said we played, Bock? I'm going to read the schedule off to you.
Well, he was off on that. I think he's probably acknowledging that. Phil the Burns says Blackshirt Wikipedia has 2 night games listed from the 95 season, Okie State and Florida.
That's what I said, Bock.
Right, yeah.
That's what I said. I knew it, Bock. I knew it. See?
Yeah.
Smarter than what you think then.
Yeah. Good recollection.
Yeah. I don't think we had likes that too many likes that played. But, I love night games, but didn't play it. Only night game I did really enjoy was both night games I enjoyed. I scored a touchdown against Oklahoma State, and then I had 2 sacks, 8 tackles, and dropped the interception against Florida. So not too bad of a night thing out there going on.
Yeah, you're a good night game player.
Yeah. All right, Bock in the Black Shirt will be back. 93.7 The Ticket, 1040 O Street.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, Play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Advanced Medical Imaging is hosting their third annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk on October 11th at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Hear inspiring stories from survivors, enjoy local food truck vendors, a live DJ, and other family-friendly activities as we unite to bring awareness about breast cancer. Check-in begins at 8:30 a.m. with the walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's third annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Hi, I'm Eli Barnes, Assistant Vice President at Midwest Bank at the 70th and Pioneers and 27th Jamie Lane locations. I love working with families and small businesses right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Banking shouldn't be complicated, and that's why we make it personal. Whether it's opening your child's first account or securing a loan for your next big step, I'm here to help. Stop in today and say hello. I'd love to meet you. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Old School with Foreman and Orman.
Any tips for a dad who just volunteered to be a YMCA flag football coach less than a week before the season started because no one else had volunteered to coach the fifth graders up to that point?
Tylenol for your headache.
Put some in your cup. Put some in your cup, and make sure your contract is 1 year only.
Medicate, bro.
Frank Reich. Frank Reich at Stanford.
Yep.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
"29 hours, Bock, and counting. It's like Christmas coming tomorrow, Bock. When you wake up, it's that day."
That's right. I mean, this is the day I look forward to most. I mean, even more than Christmas. This is it. Nebraska football is going to be here, and we are excited for it. And we've actually got something to give away to you during this final segment here on game day eve, if you will.
Let's give them something to eat.
Football season.
Let's give you some people something to eat, and we're going to do it Bar 48.
Yes.
Where's this at, Bob?
Let me pull this up here. Yeah, Bar 48 is Lincoln's newest craft cocktail lounge. It's conveniently located on North 48th Street. Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails, beer, wine, and so much more. Follow Bar 48 on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
All right, Buck, what's your question for it?
All right, so many might know that a couple years ago that Cincinnati made the college football playoffs with Luke Fickell leading the team. He was the Home Depot Coach of the Year that year. Who was the last Cincinnati head coach to win Home Depot Coach of the Year before Luke Fickell? Don't think too hard about it. Think about a current coach right now coaching Power 4 football. And you text it in 402-464-5685, and you can get the win, $25 to Bar 48.
Sounds good.
Hopefully, I didn't make it too difficult.
Say
I
it
said,
again,
I'll
Bock.
continue to give out some hints if we need to here. The last coach before Luke Fickell to win the Home Depot Coach of the Year at Cincinnati. It's been done. It was done. Maybe I could even give the year away.
Boat Anchor got Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly was it. There we go.
Boat Anchor. Yeah, Boat Anchor. You won the gift certificate for Bar 48.
There we go. Good to give out some drinks, if you will. Cheers to you, Boat Anchor, and good football knowledge there. Remember, Brian Kelly was the coach at Cincinnati. Before Brian Kelly was Mark D'Antonio, who had a very successful career, as we know, at Michigan State. Other coaches, as of recent, to have stops there. Remember Tommy Tuberville?
Tommy Tuberville.
From 2013 to 2016.
Senator Tommy Tuberville
right.
now.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to give away more of these tickets to Bar 48 for the rest of the week.
That's right. It's going to be a new thing
tomorrow and Friday. So we're going to give them away 3 days a week. Don't worry if you don't win. Come slap me $5 and I'll let you win with the easiest question I can find for you.
Yeah, Boat Anchor. Let me see. If you could just text in your name. We could write down Boat Anchor, but you're going to have to come in and say, hey, I'm Boat Anchor. So if you could text us in your name, we've already got your number, and slide down here during normal business hours. You can pick up that gift card.
Yeah. Good job, Bock, with that. That was a good one right there.
Yeah, I was glad because I was worried.
Who was the head coach at Cincinnati in 1994? If you can look that up for me, because I could tell you that Cincinnati was one of the first people, I wouldn't say got on my nerves, but sent the most letters to me in JUCO.
So Timothy Murphy was there from 89 to 93. And then Rick Minter took over in 94.
Yeah, Rick Minter.
That was it.
Yep, that was him, Rick Minter.
Yeah.
Yep. He was where was he at before that?
And you just never considered Cincinnati, really?
Not really.
They weren't
it's hard to go against teams like Arizona and Texas A&M and Nebraska when you know,
right.
Unless you're going to offer me some cash up front. I mean,
you didn't have any connection to him necessarily.
No, I didn't have any connection to him. I just know they had a recruiter who used to come down and see me and talk a lot, but you know, it wasn't really a I'm gonna go there type of situation.
So Rick Minter was the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame.
Yes.
Before taking the Cincinnati job. And he's been coaching. He's still coaching today. He's a senior defensive analyst for the Chargers. Has spent the last couple of years on Michigan's staff. So a Harbaugh guy now.
Yeah, Harbaugh guy. All right, Bock, right quick before we go, let's go over the defensive line and the linebackers for Cincinnati. See how big these guys are. Your DN is sitting at 6'4", 272. Your other DN is sitting at 6'2", 315.
That's a big man.
Yeah, your nose tackle is 6'1", 330.
Dante Corleone.
Yeah, Mr. Corleone, the godfather. Your wheel linebacker, he's a 5'11", 225 guy. Your Mike linebacker is 6'4", 240. Big guy in the middle. Your Sam is 6'4", 240. Two big guys.
Some
right
big
there.
linebackers, yeah.
Yeah.
Big front seven.
It has your star linebacker, which is probably a Rover. I'm guessing. He's 5'10", 195 sophomore. Cornerback, so 5'9", 180. Free safety is 6 foot 195. Strong safety is 6 foot 195. Your free safety is 5'9", 190. Yeah, your field corner.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but you know, not basically a big group up front.
Yeah, that is a big group up front. And also, I want to point out one of their cornerbacks, Matthew McDoom. What a heck of a name that is for a football player. First team All Sun Belt last year at Coastal Carolina. So, like everybody, they've got some new pieces that they expect to blend in and do well. But as we all know, if you've heard all offseason, big number 2, 335-pound Dante Corleone is going to be the challenge.
What a name.
there. Yeah.
The Corleone. I found it interesting because the other day they had a guy on one football team. His name was Indiana Jones.
I did see that. That's right.
I was like, why? Why would your parents name you after a movie guy?
Well,
Indiana
with how
Jones.
many Jones there are out there, somebody was going to do it, right? Jones is a common name.
Well, Indiana.
Indiana Jones.
Come on.
Big fans, huh?
Yeah, my uncle first name is Columbus, and I wonder that sometimes, like, what was my great grandmother thinking about when she named her son Columbus Farley? and I'm from Columbus, Georgia.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's one of the strangest and weirdest, most funniest things that I ever see, because that's just I don't know. I wouldn't name my child like that. You know me, I named my child after football player. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That's a better way.
Jeremiah Trotter, my favorite linebacker of all time.
That's what you named your son after?
Jeremiah. Yep.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Well, there you go.
Yep. What's your little boy name?
Kylo.
Kylo.
But he's not named after Star Wars. That's just the name we like.
That was what? Whose name was Kylo in Star Wars?
Kylo Ren. Was like a bad guy in Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Not Darth Vader, huh?
No.
Is Darth Vader Luke's dad for real?
He is, for real.
That's crazy. After all these years, and guess what I watched yesterday? Transformers, the new one out on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You made it all the way through?
No, I didn't make it all the way through. I got to go see the last 30, 40 minutes of it. You know, I didn't.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you will stay up throughout the game tomorrow night. And, of course, we got plenty more leading up to it. We've got a game day edition of Bock in the Blackshirt tomorrow. I can't wait for it.
Day by day. We
Getting
get better and better. We're going to do the Husker prayer tomorrow right before we get out of here. But now, stay tuned for Old School with Jay Foreman, Austin, and DP coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still